Hey guys, welcome back. Today we'll be discussing about the components, Blazor component. In the last video, we learned how to do the data binding, how one-way data binding works, how two-way data binding works, and what are the syntax for those. Before going forward, again, that big disclaimer, it's an experimental firmware. The current release is 0.2, so don't jump in and try building your applications. Okay, let us start our today's topic, that is components. What is component? If you see, Blazor is built on the component architecture. That means I found many things inside the in the source code. Its component. Take example of a router. Okay, in the Blazor, router is also a component. It's created as a component. And if you compare those components to normal programming component is something which is a small part in the UI, which contains, in this case, both HTML and C# code. And these are the files. So in case of Blazor, the component files are ends with CSTML file. This the extension will be CSTML file as a result. So if you look at this particular picture, it represents the typical web application nowadays. The top will be the header component. This can be called as header component. This can be a body component which will contain all your content of your website, and this can be a nav nav component, and below it can be a footer component. So this looks similar to the modern typical web application. So everything here, if you see, it's a ended with CSTML. To represent in this context, I put it there, but in other application it might be different, because component is in almost every framework nowadays. Even it is maybe most probably it will be built in the browser also as a specification of W3. So in this particular application, take this application as a task representing application. Like it will show you the user task, whatever is completed, whatever is not. So suppose we have task columns. One is to do task column, another is in progress task column, another is done task column. Suppose there are two categories or two columns which will represent different tasks for the user task. So if you see here, the task column.cshtml, it can be a component, it can be a component, and this can be also a component if you see here. Okay, and these things, whatever you can see, this particular thing, it's the particular component of like this is the component which is named as a task column. Okay, every task has a contains task. Here if you see, in the to do column is task 1, and ta task 2, the progress is task 3, and in the done it task 4. So these can be a component, these can be components also. If you see, I marked this as a task.cshtml. So every task you can see here is a component. We can make it as a component, or it's a component, I would say. So before going forward, let us see a demo how exactly it works. So this is the particular application which I am working on. Okay, so I did some modification. So let me tell you one thing. Whatever modification you do in your components or in the Blazor application, you have to recompile your application and run it. Even though it's a static HTML, you have to do the same steps again and again if there is a slight modification. Otherwise, that is not going to reflect on your page, or you might get a exceptional the way we got it before some time. If you see here, the header part is a component. Yeah, let us go to the page and sorry, let us go to our code and see. So if you see, we have here a main layout page HTML, and you can see here navbar. Okay, it's a component. Okay, and it's present. If you see here, it is here. It contains all those graphic code with bootstrap to make it look greater. So this is similar to our navbar. Okay, let us talk about these columns. Okay, this in progress, to do, done, and yeah, I know that this is a duplicate column because I am working on that. So still it is not in proper place. But anyway, this will serve our purpose to understand what is component. So that if you see that columns, okay, so I have created a folder on this particular pages folder that is called user tasks, so which contains all those details. So in this context I named it as a border column. So if you see here, border component is similar to our columns, these particular columns. Okay, so I why I put it board columns, because I just wanted to see, like, look it as a board of user task. So that is the only reason. So forgot about the naming convention, whatever I have given it. You might have a better name and you can give it. But in this context, if you see, so border column is a component. Okay, which this particular file is ends with CSTML. As I told you, every component must end with CSTML files. Okay, then we'll go to the user task. If you see here, these are the user tasks, right? As you can as we already uh, showed in this particular presentation. If you see here, okay, so this is similar to that, and this is the user task which is displayed there. Now, let us go to the next step, and we learned how to pass the parameter to the component. Like if you want to some data to the component, how you will do that. If you see it, I have already done it. Like I'm taking a user task as a property. Okay, let it be. We'll create another one. For passing any parameter to the user, just you have to create a user public properties. We'll make it string. Then we will say message. Okay. So this is what you want. We just wanted to show. And in header and in between header and footer, I will put a div tag. Okay, and I will end this div tag. Now I just wanted to put message. Okay, even I already told these things in the previous video, but it fits us same here in this particular context also. So to pass a parameter, first what you have to do, you have to declare a public property in the function section. This particular function section will contain all your CSAPs. Okay, mostly of the CSAPs, pure CSAPs, I would say. Like this property, if you want to declare any function, in that case also you can do this, like public string, suppose f f1. Those things you can do it here. Okay, and this is the part of the logic which is available in the component. Okay, let us back here. Let us do it. Okay, now what you will do, we just wanted to send a message to this particular component from this board column component. So this is the board column component. Now I'm using this user task here. Okay, before going forward, let me tell you another thing. In Blazor also, Microsoft follows the convention over compression. That means whatever file name you will declare it here, that will be the same component name, and you can use the file name as the component name to declare as a tag here. Okay, so if you see, I put it underscore. It's not related to any naming convention. It's a different thing altogether. I put it here for our like convenience, because it's the way I see it is in this particular scenario is a user control or partial view. So to segregate these partial views from others, I put the underscore here. So don't worry about that one. You can declare it without underscore also. Okay, so we declared a property called message, and we are just trying to see this here. Okay, so and to pass the parameter to the component, just you have to write that property name here. Okay, so if you see here, it is message capital M. Okay, equal to then any of your string. Suppose this one is a first string. Okay, first message, that will be more filling. Okay, so that's done. Now Ajay, let us stop it. Okay, rerun it and see what exactly comes up. So you can see I put it inside the message, and this yeah, as a property. Okay, as a attribute, like in the way we are declaring the HTML attribute, you have noticed it, right? This one is class and it's a HTML attribute. Sorry, in this case it's a component. But if you see the deep tag, okay, this is class and this is the attributes. The same way we declare this and this property as a attribute, and we pass this particular message to this, but that particular component. So you can see the message here. Okay, in almost every user task, it's giving you the details. Okay, so this is how we can pass the data to the component. Okay, so the passing parameter is completed. So we'll jump to the next. How to pass the content inside the component. So okay, and this is another one of the interesting topics I just wanted to tell you. Okay, so I put it here. So if you see these tags, okay, deep tags in the HTML, a deep tag contain another deep tag or any other components. If you can see here, this component also we put it at a h1 and everything is inside that. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, so in this particular context, header component, sorry, in the header HTML tag, and we can put it inside. So uh, in Blazor also we have the provision we can do that. Okay, suppose we just wanted to send this message. A Control D to align it. Suppose just I just wanted to send this particular message instead here, here, neither. Like instead of here, I just wanted to send it this particular message here. How we can do it? Okay, to do it, it has some particular syntax by which you can do it. So it is not directly, you cannot do it directly. If you see, we are not passing it as a like there is no property to hold it, and it is basically a content inside this particular component. So how to do that? Uh, for that, again, we have to follow the convention, whatever Microsoft is providing. So what you have to do, you have to declare a render fragment component having the name child content. Okay, we'll declare a render fragment. You can see it here in the IntelliSense, and this should be name as child content. Okay, then you can show that, otherwise it will not display here. So now let us try to call it here, and hopefully it will work. Let's see. Now run our application again. It's building the application. It is doing all those processing whatever is needed. Now the browser will come up. Yes. Now we should see the particular task in the same place in the previous, but by sending it within the middle one. Yes, voila. So you can see it here. Okay, currently we can see those values here also, right? So this is the way you can send the data to the in the body of this particular component to the to Blazor component. But if you I have already told you, this is the convention. If you rename it anything apart from child component, you are supposed to get a error or a runtime exception. What you will get it. Okay, let me. Okay, so this is the step. You have to be patient and try to uh, like have to wait for that to come up. Okay, I just press F12 to bring this particular window, developer window, come again. So you can see it's a very big message here. Okay, now let us go to let us see. Yes, what is the error here? So if you see, the error it is saying is object of type this particular project name underscore this particular component name. Okay, this is the component name does not matching the name of child content. That means it is complaining there is no property having this name as a child content, but we are trying to send the data to the component like in its body. Okay, to make it work again you have to do it. You have to remove that particular one from here, and you have to stick with this particular child content. The second part, the most important part, you have to remember. Okay, let us do another thing. Instead of this one, I will just, what I will do, I will just comment it. Okay, let us just comment it, and I will comment this one also. Okay, copy. I just wanted to show you something else. Okay, so now we'll go with our message. Declare the message property again. Okay, uncomment it, then we'll change it to string. Okay, and this one is message. Oh, message. Okay, now I'll try to show you something interesting. Okay, so what I will do, I'll remove this. Okay, I'll try to message, then I'll just try to send this data. But now what I will do, I'll try to use the bold tag to make it bold. Okay, that means I'm trying to pass a HTML tag inside here to this particular component. You got my point, right? Earlier we are passing only this particular normal text, but now we are sending it. We are passing as a this particular things. That means HTML bold tags. Okay, now let us run and see what will happen. Again, it's building, storing completed all those packages and everything. Okay, now browser is coming up. It's trying to load it. Okay, coming up. What is the problem? It's complaining something. Okay, okay. So it's saying user done again. So you can notice it to one point here. We have already changed everything, right? We commented everything. Till then, also it is giving me the error. Okay, what could be the issue? Okay, the biggest problem with this current version uh, of this framework is, okay, let me bring everything to back here. But this is not a is this is not related to this whatever I am doing. It's a little bit beautifying it. The only thing you can do it here is just clean your solution. Okay, sometime what will happen, it will not clean it properly. So in that case also you might get a this kind of error. So here and the, let's see, build. Okay, clean it success. Now I'll run it and see. So again, it will take time because it's a complete rebuild. So it's going to take time. Okay, now the browser is up. And now I'll press F12 to bring this particular. So now we can see, right, there is no error and we are getting that. So the as a small tip, whenever you will get this type of issue, just try to rebuild, clean and rebuild your application. This might, that might get fixed in future, and this will not be in the release, like final release of Blazor. So the point I wanted to show you right here. So whatever you sent it here, it will consider it as a string. It's a HTML encoded. Okay. So if you see and let us inspect it. Okay. If you come to here and inspect also, it is just a HTML encoded string. It will just show you as a like as a string. Okay. It will not do all, like it will not inspect it as a mm, what bold tag. Okay. So let us do the same thing with a different thing. That means let us go to, I'll copy and paste it here. Okay, Control KD for a little bit alignment. Okay, this is what I did. Now I'll remove this message tag. Okay, and I'll go to that particular component. I'll comment this one or delete this one. Go a little bit off. Okay, uncomment this. Let us delete this here. Okay, uncomment this. Okay, the point I just wanted to show you here is, now I pressed F5, it's building. Building. It will take time. Okay, the point I wanted to show you it here is if you want to send any HTML tag inside to your component, in that case, in that case, you can go and go ahead and do it in the content page like this. You can do it basically. What I meant to say, you can do it when you will take it as a attribute, this particular value. Okay, you can see it, right? It's a bold tag. You can see. Okay, now it is showing as bold. Okay, that is how Blazor works currently. Even though if you see here, if okay, that means it is showing a proper way, like it's applying those bold tags to here. Okay, now let us see what is next. Okay, nested components. Okay, the beautiful thing about this is it can be used as a nested component also. It's already I showed you, right? If you see here, border column is the actual component which is displayed there, and each border component contains one user task. So that is another, again, it's another tag there. Okay, so let us go. What is next? Okay, current limitation in the component. Let us talk about, like, this is the as per my knowledge, this is the only current limitation. Okay, you cannot name a tag same as the name of HTML element. That means you cannot create any component with the same name as this one, div. Okay, you're going to get an exception. Okay, let us see that also. Okay, so, and it's not case sensitive. Okay, that means suppose here I'm creating a div, capital div, cs html. Okay, I will just delete everything. Okay, for namesake, and I just wanted to put it here. Okay, inside user border column. Okay, let us put it in the border column. Okay, so, and I am first we'll go with this capital D. Okay, then we'll change it to smaller d. Okay, now I'm trying to build it. Let us see what happened. Okay, there is a built-in error, it's saying. Okay, okay, let us see. Is it related to it? No, let us do it. Let us remove this. Let us remove this one also. Now try to clean it. Again, this is a little bit deep, right? You have to do it. So now try to build the whole application. Now I have created our div and we placed it inside the border column here. Okay, something else. Attribute not support complex content. Okay, this is the interesting part, right? Okay, let us we'll not go with div one. Let us the problem here it is saying is so it's a deep content, right? And there is nested that we have not declared anything. So as this particular framework is not case sensitive for tags, what it is complaining is it's saying this deep container. If you see here, we have declared everything inside the deep, and if you see here, there is a attribute called class, so it is expecting this class is a property of this deep. Okay, so what I will do for more clarify, let us make it to some bold. So b tag. Okay, b is similar to bold tag in the HTML. So we declared it. Now we'll go to border column list and we will, instead of this one, we'll try to do it B. Okay, we declared it. Now let us try to run it. I hope it this time work. If there is no B tag declare anywhere in this particular application, then maybe it is building. Okay, okay. So that means we have not declared anything the bold tag here. So browser is off, trying to load it. Let us press F12 and we'll try to see if there is any error. Okay, there is some error. Okay, so if you see, okay, another mistake we did not remove this, right? Okay, now I removed everything. Let us try to run it. If it will not work, then again you have to do the same procedure. You have to uh, clear everything and you have to make it happen again. Okay, so here again there is another error. So okay, that means I have to do the same thing again and again. That means I have to build it. Okay, yeah, let us build our application first. Let us clean it properly. Cleaning is done. Now run it. So the browser is up now. Let's see if you're getting an error related to that or something else. Okay, okay. So it's building properly. So the problem arises, I guess, when we have to. Okay. So when you have to put any thing which is related to kind of this. Okay. So suppose let us build it as a B. The way we are expecting is it's a B like HTML B and it has a class property in the HTML B. You know that there is a class attribute on every HTML tag. So here's some class. Okay, but the problem here will be it will consider this particular B as a this B. Okay, and it will complain that there is no property declared as a class in the this particular component. That's what I guess it is going to complain. Let us see. Okay, it's a building. Let us run it. Okay, I opened this developer tool to see is there any error or not. Okay, finally we got this error. Okay, if you see, it is saying there is no class name matching in the property of task B. Okay, that means it's not consistent even though you put it here as a small if you'll think also it is a B as a B tag like HTML tag, it's not. So let's delete this one. Okay, now I just wanted to show you. Okay, before deleting this, I just wanted to think. So everything, whatever you declared in Blazor, like every page, HTML page is a component. Under the line, it compiled to a class. Okay, and then it compiled to the DLL. Let us see that particular class and how it looks. Okay, what I did, just okay. So what you have to do, just you have to select your project, then this particular part. Okay, it will show you the hidden files. So I just click that. So now it is showing me almost everything hidden in our project like this bean obj all those directories. Okay, now just go to the obj. Okay, now expand big debug, then .NET assembly. You can see it here, what is the path in obj assembly. Okay, let us go to pages. Okay, in the pages, if you see, if you compare here the pages, we have declared a user task. Inside the user task we have declared user task.cstml. Okay, so I am expanding user task. You can see it here. There are two files. Okay, so forget about this file right now. I will discuss about this one, user task d.cs. I just double clicked and open it. If you see, this name is similar to the file name. Okay, user task underscore user task, whatever I declared there, and it's inherited from the Blazor component. And this is the particular function build render tree, which is get executed on this component is trying to render this application. And this is the user task. This is the property, whatever we declared in the latest open here. Okay, so this is how it generates to and this Blazor component. Internally, everything is a CSAP, and you can see it here, right? This layout. It's saying it's a type of main layout. That means this particular component is using the main layout, this particular layout page. Okay, that's how it's mentioned in the generated CSAP. I guess that's it from my side. Let us see. Yes. Okay, that's the end, friends. So I have this much, and I guess I am able to clarify your doubts on the components and a little bit depth in a component, how exactly it works. For now, bye bye.